Okay, so I got the oil pan and I got me one of my clean microfiber towels. I did take these and wash all of them before I used them to try to get all of the lint off of them because they're supposed to be a lint-free microfiber towel. All right, so you're going to want to inspect your mating surface for your oil pan right here. And if there's spots where it's missing paint, I have seen online that people like to go ahead and just put a light thin bead of caulk around your oil pan as well. So I'm going to do an outside ring of that, and let's do it. So I'm going around on the line, and once I'm done, I'm going to run my finger across it, smooth it out. Okay, so we're gonna go back and just double check and make sure that the O-ring is pushed in all the way around with my finger. I put a light bead around the edge of the oil pan you just saw. See it? It's a thin bead all the way around. If you don't know what's wrong yet, I put this on backwards. So let's get that off real quick. Okay, so we're gonna put the oil pickup tube on, get your new O-ring. These right here, I believe, are 18 foot-pounds. I'm gonna slap some blue Loctite on them, and let's get this joker installed. All right. Make sure that everything is out of here. That's why patience and taking your time is the winner here. All right, so your oil pan bolts, you're gonna have two different sizes bolts. That bolt hole and that bolt hole on the back of the oil pan are long bolts. And then that bolt hole, and that bolt hole are long bolts as well. They go all the way through and tightened into this. Same thing for the back side. They tighten in down here. All right, let me get those in and tightened up, and I'll be back. All right, so I got the engine lowered down and I'm on the back side of it now. I went ahead and got my O-ring and I put it in my rear cover. Now that we've done that though, we're gonna set this to the side because we don't wanna put this on before we get our oil feed tubes that go on the back here that connects to your high pressure oil pump. All right, so let me get the O-ring and the high pressure oil pump and the oil rail for that pump, and we're gonna install all of that real quick. All right, brand new O-ring in there. Okay, so we have the high pressure oil pump on. I put that new O-ring in there, and the 3 bolts that hold it down are star bit, so they're Torx T45s. There's one right here. Ugh, don't do what I did. You need to be very careful because after I've already put everything on the bottom, if I drop something down in there now, I'm gonna have to undo all of that to get it out. So I need to stop messing around and be a little bit more careful myself. Okay. So boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay, so the magic number for these 3 T45s is 18 foot-pounds. So let's see if I can get that real quick. Beep! 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 Yeah, we're good. Okay, so now before I can put in this oil tube that slides in right here and it covers the the back two lifters is I need to get the lifters in the back side of the block so that I can put that tube in and be done with that. So let me grab some lifters and I will be right back. All right, so I've had my lifters soaking in oil for actually about 3 weeks now. So it's over the 24 hours that they recommend to soak your lifters for. Okay. Getting a fresh one, and there is that oil hole right above my thumb. And want it faced towards the front of the engine, which is that way. To the left of the screen is the front of the engine, so all right, there's one. All right, so this lifter guide right here is going to go in, and it is going to be secured with this 10mm nut right here that is also 10 foot-pounds, I believe. Okay, so I did clean this out, and I already stuck a new O-ring right here. Just get my cloth out of here because I had that so that nothing would crawl up in there. And I'm going to take this, and there's a hole on both sides here. You're going to slide that in, just like that, and set that there. Okay, and the T30s are going to go in your snap or your STC fitting here. This is the upgraded version, and the regular 8mm are going to go in the feed tubes to hold this down. Okay, so we got our sealant in our 2 spots. We have our O-ring in the rear cover, and I am pretty darn certain that that is it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this rear cover on, and I'll put the bolts in, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the rear cover bolts here are 18 foot-pounds. Alright, so now that we have the rear cover on, I'm going to put the HPOP cover on. I already have the new O-ring here. Okay, now that we got the rear cover all situated, we got the HPOP put on, and we got the cover for the HPOP put on, so I don't have to worry about anything falling down in there. I really want to get these lifters in, get the head gaskets on, and get the heads on, so I don't have to worry about anything coming into my internals. So we're going to get these other lifters in. All right. Oil hole towards the front of the block. That's still the front, right? Yeah. Well, I didn't think I was going to get to the heads today, but screw it. I want to go ahead and get these on so nothing else can fall down in here, and I don't have to worry about anything that the goblins come to at night whenever I'm asleep. I'm just going to be putting ARP lube on the bigger end of the threads, because the bigger, like wider threads go down in the block, and the finer threads are what's on top, and that's what the nut screws onto. So I'm just going to be putting ARP lube back on the threads because I cleaned all these off when I took them out. Okay, all right, passenger side. All right, so we're putting on the passenger head now. Let's see if I can do it without screwing something up. Gah. All right. We got one head on. All right, so now I'm gonna ARP lube the rest of these and get these in and maybe get the other head on. We'll see how far we make it.